All right, so thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here and happy to be learning about everyone's stakeholder engagement activities. My name is Emily Clark, and I'm a project manager at Quasi. Quasi is an organization that supports the water science community. We're funded by the National Science Foundation, and we provide education and outreach services and programs, as well as water data services and software like data repositories, such as HydroShare, which is a place where scientists can publish their water data and find water data that's been published by others. My presentation is kind of going to zoom out a little bit and look at stakeholder engagement and audience analysis at the organizational level, as well as the product level for HydroShare specifically. And so our motivation for embarking into stakeholder engagement and audience analysis was that Quasi has seen good adoption of our programs and services over recent years, but continuing to grow and better serve our community and increase engagement with our community has been an ongoing challenge. And so in the last year and a half or so, we conducted two different projects. One where we were doing an audience analysis of Quasi as a whole. We worked with the Science Gateways Community Institute, which is another NSF-funded organization, also a really great resource if you're looking for support for any of your projects. And we also conducted a HydroShare user experience evaluation, working with the Texas Advanced Computing Center's Expanding Pathways in Computing Services STEM evaluation team. They helped us with the user experience evaluation. Also a great experience working with the TAC team as well. And so again, these are separate projects and months-long efforts, but the questions that we were asking really boiled down to who's using our programs and services, what do our users want, are we doing good enough, and where can we improve? And so the outcomes of these efforts resulted in over 50 user interviews discussing Quasi as a whole and HydroShare more specifically, over 600 HydroShare user experience survey responses, which led to an improved understanding of our primary user groups, organizational level recommendations, and then recommendations for HydroShare strategy and development opportunities. And so we learned so many things from these activities, but if I had to choose one primary lesson learned, I would say to be specific when defining your audience. I think this goes for even, smaller stakeholder groups as well. We had a tendency to want to say that anyone that is involved or interested in water science is, the target audience for Quasi. And while we don't want to turn anyone away, having such a broad target audience doesn't really serve us well because different users have different needs. And actually what we found from these investigations is that user behavior differed from what we had expected in some ways. And so, for example, we found that faculty members who were earlier on in their careers were engaging with Quasi more actively than faculty members that were later in their careers. And so this finding will enable us to better tailor our programs and services towards early career faculty so that we can support them in their careers and continue to recruit new users. And again, we learned so much, and we're still in the process of incorporating the findings and the recommendations from these efforts. But one of the ways that we've begun to apply these findings is we recently launched a new website, and the new website has an emphasis on faculty and students. And so what we're hoping this will do is really put a stake in the ground that faculty and students are Quasi's core audience members. And when faculty and students come to the website, it's going to be really clear that Quasi provides programs and services for them to use. Another area that we've started work in is creating HydroShare how-to videos, which are providing short video tutorials for people to quickly learn about how to use HydroShare versus having to read through our help documentation. So recognizing that different users like to learn new things in different ways and trying to create different pathways for them to do so. And then finally, the results of these projects are going to be used to inform the development of our new strategic plan, which will come out in 2023, and also the development of performance targets. So that was a very quick overview, but thank you for having me. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.